Namaste everyone. Welcome back students. Today I will be discussing with you various properties of living things. We know that living things reproduce, living things breathe, living things eat food, living things move. Now we all of us know these properties, but ever we have given a thought that what happens to the food we eat? How do we stand straight? What helps in the movement? So these are the various questions which we will be answering today. So I will try to answer all these questions in the chapter Human Body, wherein I will be talking about various organ systems, function of various organ systems, and how they help in the proper functioning of our body. So I will be sharing my screen for the same. Okay, so chapter 5, Human Body. So here we will be discussing about the cell, building blocks of the body, skeletal system, muscular system, digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system, circulatory system, excretory system, and reproductive system today. And in the coming session, we will be discussing about the rest, exercise, and we will be also discussing about the correct posture of standing, walking, and sitting. So now let's discuss what the human body is made up of. Our body is made up of very small parts called cells. These cells multiply to make tissues. Many different tissues make up organs. A group of organs form an organism. So here you can see that the cell, these cells grow in size and they multiply to form a tissue. And then these tissues, they multiply and they combine together and they form a organ. And various organs join together to form an organ system, and various organ systems form an organism. Now, the cell is the smallest building block of life. Okay, so it gets matures, it divides, and it forms tissue. And various tissues combine together to form an organ. Here in this diagram, I have taken an example of stomach. So stomach is a specific organ which performs a specific functions of digestion. Okay, so the digestive system is a process where the food is broken down into the smaller particles and hence it is absorbed by our body. Okay, so this is a part of organism, and organism have various other organ systems present in their body. So now we will move further to organ system. So human body is made up of organ. The group of organs working together form organ system. Each organ system of our body perform a specific function. Okay, so this I will be explaining you with the help of various examples. So the first diagram depicts a skeletal system. So skeletal system provides structure to the body and protects the internal organs. So you know that we have rib cage in our chest which protects vital organs, heart and lungs, and our skull protects our brain. So it also provides a shape and posture to our body. So the next system is the muscular system. Muscular system also helps to support the body and it allows our body to move. Moving further, there is the digestive system. Digestive system is a system where the food is broken down into the smaller parts so that it can be absorbed by our body. So the next system is the respiratory system. Respiratory system is also known as breathing system. It is a system which is responsible for inhaling oxygen and exhaling out carbon dioxide. And the next system is the nervous system. It is also one of the very important system. It helps to send and receive signals from body to brain and from brain to the body. So next system is the circulatory system. As the name indicates, it deals with the circulation. So now, what is circulated here? Blood is circulated here. So this red colored thing which is flowing, you can see in this diagram, is blood, oxygenated blood, and this blue is deoxygenated blood. With oxygenated blood, I mean purified blood which contains oxygen, and deoxygenated blood means blood which do not have oxygen in it. Moving further to the first system, that is the skeletal system. Skeletal system consists of bones. How many bones are present in our body? Yes, 206 bones are present in an adult body. The structure formed by these bones is called skeleton. Now, what are the functions of the skeleton? It gives shape and support to our body. So, skeleton gives shape and support to our body. If we will not be having skeleton, our body will not be having any particular or defined shape. It protects the internal organs from injury. It helps in the movement of our body. So I have a very funny smiley for you who will be dancing. Okay. So we will be seeing now a dancing skeleton. So see, so all the movement are performed by this dancing skeleton. Okay. So just to break down your monotony, I have this smiley, a dancing skeleton for you. Moving further to the another system, bye smiley, we have a muscular system. Now, the muscular system, as the name indicates, it consists of muscles. Muscles of our body form the muscular system. There are more than 600 muscles in our body. So now, what are the functions of the muscles? It will work along with the bones to help us move. So along with the bones, it helps us to move. It also gives shape to our body. So muscles and bones together help us move, and they give shape to our body. So moving to the next system, that is the digestive system. So organ that help in the digestion of the food forms the digestive system. So digestion is the process of breaking food into the simple substances that can be used by our body. So when we eat into the bigger chunks. So that bigger chunk of food is broken down to the small, very, very small, tiny particles which can be absorbed by our body. So that is the function of the digestive system. So it starts from the mouth. The food is chewed in the mouth. It moves through the food pipe to the stomach. The stomach breaks down the food into the simpler form so that our body can use it. From the stomach, the food moves to the intestine. We have two intestines, small intestine and the large intestine, where it is further absorbed and is used by the body to get energy. So we all know that we get energy from food. Now, so all the food which we eat is not absorbed by our body. Only nutrients from the food are absorbed by our body. So rest undigested food is removed from our body through the anus. So now we can see this process in this diagram. So here we will see that a person is eating food. It is going through the esophagus and then to the stomach and then to the large intestine and the small intestine. So we can see once again the food is entering from stomach to this small intestine and then to the large intestine and excreted out. So this is the mouth. This pipe is known as esophagus, and liver produces some enzymes which are passed in the stomach and helps in the further digestion. So stomach also helps to break down the food into the smaller particles, and this pancreas again, they produce digestive juices which help in digestion, and then it passes to the this part is known as this part I'm showing you with the arrow is the small intestine, and then it is passed to this large intestine and then it is excreted out. Okay, so moving further to the next system, that is the respiratory system. So respiratory system is also known as breathing system. So main organs of the respiratory system are nose, windpipe and lungs. So here you can see that nose, this windpipe and lungs, these are the main parts of the respiratory system. The air we breathe in is called inhaled air. And I am sure all of you know which air we absorb, which part of the air which we absorb or which gas we absorb is oxygen. And the air we breathe out is called exhaled air, which mainly consists of carbon dioxide. So we inhale the entire air from which we absorb oxygen. The oxygen is taken, filtered in these lungs, and then we exhale out carbon dioxide. So we can see here. So you can see now in the diagram that from the nose, the person is inhaling. See, nose person is inhaling, lungs are inflated, and they extract oxygen, and then they exhale out carbon dioxide. Okay. So I hope it is clear. Respiratory system is clear to all of you. Now we will move further to the next system, that is the nervous system. So nervous system is very important system. It consists of brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Okay. The brain controls the whole body and tells it what to do. So you are not even aware that our brain is functioning even when we go to sleep. Why? Our heart is pumping blood when we go to sleep. Our body's vital organs, they keep on working. We keep on breathing while we go to sleep. So it is just because of the brain. So brain controls both the functions which are performed according to our will, which we want to perform, and those functions which we want or we do not want to perform, but they are automatically performed. These functions which are automatically performed are known as involuntary functions, which are not voluntarily performed by us. Okay. And volunteer functions which we perform according to our will. So breathing and pumping of blood is involuntary function which are not under the control of our will. And but walking, moving hands, they are part of voluntary functions which are performed according to our will. So the spinal cord is the long tube. This is the spinal cord in this diagram. This is the brain. This is the spinal cord. So spinal cord is the long tube that starts from the neck and it ends to the bottom of the spine. It consists of bundle of nerves. The nerves receive information from the brain and pass it on to the muscles and various organs of the body. Now, these nerves pass the information from brain to the body, and it also passes information from body to the brain. So I will explain you this with the help of an example. For example, somebody in your home is eyeing clothes, and you try to touch that hot iron. What will happen? You will quickly remove your hand back. Why? Because your sense organ, skin is the biggest sense organ, largest sense organ. We know that it will pass on the message to the brain that yes, there is a danger, you have touched something very, very hot and you can burn your skin, and your brain will send message in fraction of seconds that take away your finger or remove your finger back. So this is the function of the these nerves and the brain. So we can say that the spinal cord is a medium between the brain and our body. So signals are transferred from brain to body or from body to brain with the help of this medium, which is known as spinal cord. Now, what is the spinal cord exactly? Spinal cord is the bundle of nerves. The nerve receives the information from the brain and pass it on to the muscles and various organs of the body. Nerves also carry messages from body parts back to the brain, as I have given you example when you touch a hot iron. So in this picture, you can see that this brain is sending signal to in this entire body, and from this entire body through the nerves, the signal is sent back to the brain. So moving on to the next system, that is the circulatory system. As the name indicates, so it deals with the circulation. So what we are talking here, what is circulated? Blood is circulated here. So what are the main organs of the circulatory system? Heart, blood, and blood vessels. The heart pumps blood to the all body parts. The pump blood is carried to all other parts of the body by thin tubes called blood vessels. Okay, so this is the heart, it is the pumping blood. So this red colored part which you are seeing, the red colored liquid which is filled up, is the oxygenated or pure blood. With oxygenated or pure blood, I mean that blood which contains oxygen. And this is a deoxygenated blood, which is also known as impure blood, which is blue in color. So in this diagram, you can see that how the circulatory system is circulating blood in our entire body with help of these blood vessels. Okay. So now the next system is excretory system. It is also very vital, very important function. So this excretory system is responsible of removing all the waste out our body. So now the organs that remove the waste from our body makes up our excretory system. The kidneys remove waste from the blood and urine. So these are the kidneys. So they remove waste from the blood and then it goes into the bladder and then it is removed from the bladder. So whenever we say that our bladder is full, it means that it is the full with water which is containing impurities and we need to go to washroom. Okay, so the urine that gets stored in the urinary bladder, so this is the urinary bladder, it is finally removed from the body through the urethra. So this is the urethra, from where this part is known as urethra, from which this urine is removed from our bladder. The lungs remove the carbon dioxide from our body. So these are the lungs, they are removing carbon dioxide from our body, because carbon dioxide is also a waste for us. We do not require it. And the skin removes the sweat. Nowadays, it's very hot. We do sweat. So sweat is also a process in which we remove the waste. So can you see this man? He's sweating so much here. So now the last system is the reproductive system. It is very important. Because of this only our population can exist, or any animal can survive. We reproduce, we increase in number with this process, which is known as we are having a system which is known as reproductive system, which is responsible for reproduction, which is the only process by which a adult give birth to the young one. Okay, so reproductive system help to produce babies or young ones. See this cute mama and this cute little baby. Okay. So now it's time to discuss the keywords covered in the slide. So first is the cell. The cells are the building blocks of a living body. Okay, and digestion is the process of breaking food into the simpler substances that can be used by our body. Blood vessels, these are the thin tubes inside the body through which the blood flows to the different parts. So now this is the time to think and answer a few questions. So there are a few questions for you. For the quick recap, define the cell, tissue, organ and organ system. Describe skeletal system. Explain digestive system. Describe nervous system. You have to do all these questions in your EVS notebook. And if you want to get, you are not clear about some of the questions, you can go back to slides. So the slides are mentioned here. So this first question you can get from slide number 3, and describe the skeletal system, slide number 5. Explain digestive system, you can go back to the slide 7, and for the describing the nervous system, you can go back to slide 9. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for patient listening. Thanks, students.